Hello and welcome to the program. This is Minority Opinions Podcast. Introduce yourself.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm Ricardo, the swashbuckling, handsome co-host of Minority Opinions Podcast.
And I am Hito, the very sleepy, less pretentious co-host of this podcast. And today we have 4 movies to talk about. Each of us will talk about 2 movies. We didn't watch the same movies this week. But yeah, lots of stuff happening. What are you going to be talking about today?
Well, you mispronounced handsome and you said pretentious. I don't know how you can confuse the 2 words together.
I thought those were the same thing.
I don't know. That's what they want you to think. But today I will be reviewing Taika Waititi's latest film, Jojo Rabbit, and then I will review the monumental epic film, The Irishman, directed by Martin Scorsese.
And I'm going to be talking about less known Netflix film called Earthquake Bird. And I just watched The Lion King 2019, so I have some thoughts on that. Yeah, barf.
Barf. Major barf, yeah.
Yeah, major barf. How you doing, man? It's been 2 weeks, because last week, I did a whole episode by myself because you didn't have time to record. That's what you said.
Yeah, it was, at one point, it was a bit hectic at school, and then, there was filming here, there was filming there, had to hide a body here, had to go watch this, had to finish homework there. It was just an overall, circus ring. But it's been pretty good now. Everything's cooling down now. I have one more week at school, and then I'm on Thanksgiving break, so that's gonna be terrific. By you, Hito, what's new with you?
I'm just very tired.
Damn, that's the quote of the century.
Yeah, I'm just very tired. Yeah, I'm fine. The usual work, and work. That's it.
Work at the. Do you still teach English, or is that something else?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. I still teach English. I was supposed to work at Costco.
Costco.
But they decided not to. So screw them.
Damn. Okay. Never mind. Okay. Costco isn't that great apparently.
Yeah.
But all right. Enough of the chitter chatter. Let's get on to the review.
Wait.
What?
No. We have one thing that we need to clarify. So, about 2 months ago, I believe it was when we talked about Ad Astra, that day when we recorded happened to be my birthday. And as a birthday gift from you to me, I asked you to watch a well-known show on Netflix called The OA. And you said,
oh, yeah. Oh, definitely. I could totally finish 2 seasons by then. I'll do it. Fine. I'll do it. I could do it.
And I asked you to review the show on the podcast on the first week or second week of November. So, yeah, tell me about that.
I own up to my mistakes, unlike most men. And I will say that I did not get to watch it because I was tremendously busy with life and combination of procrastination.
Traitor!
Yeah, I know.
Traitor!
I get it, okay? Let's get out to Jojo Rabbit. Today we got Jojo Rabbit, directed by I can never pronounce his name, Taika Waititi. And he released his film known as an anti-hate film. Satire.
Wait, anti-hate film?
Yeah, anti-hate. He labeled it so weird. It was like an anti-hate satire. The premise is pretty funny. It's about this young man. He is a Hitler Youth member, played by Roman Griffith Davis, and he has his imaginary best friend, who is Hitler. And in the film, it talks about Jojo, the main character, going through Hitler Youth training, But then suddenly he figures out that there's a Jewish girl living in his attic.
Mm-hmm.
And the movie talks about him kind of like dealing with that. Like, does he turn her in? Does he not? Maybe he learns a thing or two about the girl who is, Elsa, played by Thomas and Mackenzie.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a coming-of-age story in a Nazi background. Now, Hito, you might be confused by that premise because it's very risky, I will say. That's kind of a risky premise to go by.
It is.
Because, like, the problem, not the problem, but the concern you get with this film is, like, do I sympathize with the Hitler youth Nazi child and Hitler, played by Taika Waititi? Like, and this will sound weird, but yes.
Oh.
No, here's the thing. The entire time you watch the film, this kid has a chance to change. And you know that, like, Hitler is the pure evil aspect. It's just the black humor aspect of it makes it very distinct. And I find it very hilarious.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because, there's times where Taika is just like, oh, let's just let's go burn books. And then the kid's like, yay. I'm like, oh my God. Like, this is happening. And then, you're not supposed to take it literally. Like, you're not supposed to be like, oh, wow. Kid happy, Hitler happy, it must mean the movie supports Hitler. No, it doesn't. It's satire. It's making fun of those people. Using a, colorful palette and childlike innocence to portray the story.
Mm-hmm.
And I say, like, for what I saw throughout the film, like the messages, the themes, the actions done by the Nazis, like, don't get me wrong, a lot of the actors who play the Nazis, they're idiots. They're like complete idiots. Like Sam Rockwell, he is in the film. He plays a guy like named Captain Klesendorf, and he's like a drunk alcoholic dumbass. And he's pretty hilarious. Like, he'll just come by, he's like, I will teach you how to throw grenades into a trench, and all the kids are like, yeah. And then he like throws a grenades at kids, and like he's not the most stable military leader ever, but he's hilarious when he does it. And like the story overall, like it's well made. It's a good film. I personally liked it. Scarlett Johansson plays Jojo's mom, and she's been on a roll lately. Like Marriage Story in this movie, she's been doing pretty well in acting. She's a charming woman in this film. She's such a wonderful mother that you want to cry for every day. And Jojo's a little charming kid, and Elsa, played by the Thomas Mackenzie. She's great too. She's very not quirky. She's very witty and strong. Like everything in this film was well crafted by Taika. Like he knows what he's doing. And I'm pretty sure everybody had a fun time just having a New Zealander dressed like Hitler. Like that was pretty funny. There's a lot of good moments where you're like, oh my God. Like there's a lot of those moments where you're just like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm seeing this.
Mm-hmm.
And like it's such a charming movie. Like some people are gonna criticize it for saying like, oh, it's a Wes Anderson ripoff, and I get pissed in the movie theater and say, not Wes Anderson didn't invent the colorful color palette. Like, come on, be real. But this film was well made. I really enjoyed it. The score works well with it when there's high tides of emotion. The set production's pretty solid. I mean, the geography of each like building where it is. And all the supporting roles are solid for Jojo, and it reminded me a lot of American History X for the thematic reasons.
That's a very serious movie.
I know I know that's why I make a comparison, because people are gonna be like, how the hell does that movie compare to this? And honestly, it shares a lot of similarities when it comes to the Nazis. Like,
sure,
because at this point, Nazis are just like they're a prop. They're a genre now, like Nazi films, making fun of Nazis, you killing Nazis in video games. They're such an easy target to poke at. Like people may say like, oh, the Nazi jokes are so tiresome, and I'm like, yeah, I get it why you would get bored of Nazis, but in this time of day when a lot of there's a lot of hate in the world, I think this is a good film to. I'm not sure I would show to kids, but it's a good film to show the younger audiences. That's easily more digestible than other films, probably. Its themes are done very well in a fairy tale like way, and I think that's what makes it the strongest point to watch for. Solid recommendation. I recommend people watch it.
Yeah, I'm seeing this movie in January, so I have to wait, as usual, with all these movies. But yeah, I'm excited. I love Taika. I liked pretty much everything he's directed. I loved The Boy. I loved Hunt for the Wilder People. I really enjoyed Thor Ragnarok. So yeah, I'm excited. Tell me, Ricardo, about what you think of The Irishman, the new Martin Scorsese picture, because he calls movies pictures, which is strange because this one is going to be streaming on Netflix, and some people, Spielberg, says that movies on Netflix are not movies. They should be called TV movies. Anyways, what do you think of The Irishman? Or the state of cinema, or what counts as a cinema?
Okay, I'm gonna put this argument to rest. So the next time I see IndieWire put on an article that says, "Oh, Almodovar doesn't consider Marvel movies movies," Scorsese was criticizing Disney's monopolization of Hollywood, and he hates how big corporations are squeezing out all the art house films and all the films that have deeper meaning than just Civil War. Like, he doesn't like the idea of Civil War being seen 40,000 times rather than like Phantom Thread or Roma not being seen. All right, end of argument. All of you need to shut up now. Stop creating memes saying like, "Oh, Scorsese's movies are only on Disney Plus." Haha. No, shut up. You're gonna have to bleep this out. Shut the f up. Shut the f up. Shut the f up. That argument's over. I'm so annoyed by it. Okay. Irishman. What an epic. This movie was so... Where do I even start with this movie? This movie is 3 hours and 30 minutes long. Where do I even go with this? Like...
You gotta be mentally prepared and physically as well.
Yeah, oh my... Honestly, I remember I texted you, I was like, I'm mentally prepared for this film. This movie flew faster to me than Endgame did.
Wow.
I've only seen three-hour films in my life. I saw The Hateful Eight. That was the slowest one. That was the slowest one for me.
Yeah.
I saw Endgame, which, you know, don't get me wrong. It flew. It was decently paced, but there was a lot of moments where it dragged. I'm gonna be honest. There's like the Japan scene. There's some scenes where they're talking. It did drag out. This movie, I don't know how Scorsese did it. You can easily identify the acts so well that you could remember which parts were which. And I did. Because I remember, okay, Act 1 is this, Act 2 is this, Act 3 is this. Like, Scorsese has reached the point where this man can say whatever the fuck he wants. He can say whatever he wants. He could say, I'm an ugly ass person. That's his opinion.
Well, that would be very mean of him.
I'm fine. I would just be like, you know, dude, that's your opinion. You made Goodfellas, Casino, and Irishman. That's fine.
Don't give white men more power.
He's spicy white. There's a difference. So the Irishman has De Niro, which he's an Irishman. His name's Frank. He becomes friends with Joe Pesci's character. His name is like Bufalino, like the most Italian name ever. He starts doing some like small stuff, like small jobs for him, right? And as the film goes on, which apparently this film's like a biopic in a sense, because it talks about Teamster, which is a union my dad's part of. They've existed for this long. I had no idea. But it talks about Al Pacino's character, Jimmy Hoffa. He was the president of like Teamster for like so many years. And with the pension fund he had with the workers, he would grab those funds and invest in small businesses here and there. And then that's when Joe Pesci and Robert De Niro get involved with that too. But really, this is a film about De Niro's lifelong journey as a hitman, basically. He's the muscle of the gang. And this movie shows you what it's like to start out going through. It has a lot of the same beats as Goodfellas and Casino, but though it's a lot more personal. A lot of comparisons I've made are Once Upon a Time in Hollywood,
Hmm.
because it is a typical, Scorsese film. That's a typical Tarantino film. But this film just had so much more deeper resonance and emotion and human connection than all most of those other films you have. Like, there is still Casino, which is my personal favorite Scorsese film. But this film is like an epic journey through a gangster's life and what it means to be a gangster.
Mm.
And just every shot, the way he moves the camera in the scenes are so well done. You could already imagine like the map of the camera, like it goes to the window, it goes to the door opens, the people's positions to stand when the scene happens. Like, there's some scenes that are shot in slow motion, and there's just so much going on in the background that you could rewatch it again, which I don't know if I'm gonna rewatch it again soon, but I want to watch it again to see if I notice anything new, because there's so much life and structure and substance within each shot. This guy knows what he's doing. I know that's like a generic quote. He knows what he's doing, like the back of the Blu-ray box. He knows what he's doing. Like, it's just so well made. Like, he brings the best out of everybody. Like, Joe Pesci, terrifying as always. De Niro, very humble and charismatic and charming. And then Pacino is very difficult and frustrating, but yet affable. So many character dynamics in this film are well done, and I love the way Scorsese uses the music in the film. Like, it just haunts your mind when you watch it, and even when the movie ends, you're like, "Oh my god, that song is stuck in my head now."
Mm.
And all the supporting actors, like, there's something really eerie he does in the movie where, whenever he introduces new characters, he gives you like their cause of death and the day they died. And it's haunting to know that, oh my god, people in the story were real. We know they're dead, but we're watching the movie and hoping they don't die. And that's
Mm-hmm.
how well Scorsese makes these films. He gives so much life to these characters, like you do know them. Oh, I wish I never knew any of them. I don't want to get involved with that shit. But it's just so well done. You know why people are doing the way they're doing. It's such a spider web of chaos and madness and bureaucracy within gangsters. It's such a well made film. And don't get me, the digital de aging stuff, that was wild.
Uh-huh.
When people mention like, oh, it's an epic from World War II to modern day. There's one scene in World War II that was like a minute long. Don't quote that. But the digital de aging, I didn't think about it at all. That's how good it was. I just knew that, oh, they put some old person makeup on De Niro and put some young makeup on De Niro. Like, it's well done, dude. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and the thing that makes it even better is that even though his face is old, he needs to act old too. So De Niro, it's De Niro. He's a master actor. He has to walk on a cane or something, walk with a limp, walk like an old uncle that wears a lot of bowling shirts. He does a good job at doing that. Everyone's so good at doing it, and it
Mm-hmm.
brings the best out of everybody. This movie's heartbreaking, honestly. Because there is it is a story about gangsters and what it means to be a gangster, but there is like themes about like growing old, what it means to be remembered, what are you
Mm-hmm.
gonna do after you're a gangster, like what's beyond shooting people in the head, what's beyond that,
Mm-hmm.
what it means to be a father, what it means to be a daughter, son.
Mm-hmm.
It's just such a heartbreak to watch. And I read this criticism recently that I find super they're reaching. They're reaching. There's sequences in the movie where the daughter of De Niro, I forgot her name. It is
Anna Paquin.
Anna Paquin. People are criticizing, and I find this argument very stretched. They say in the movie her role is limited by a few lines.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get this straight ahead of the game. It matters how significant the character is in the film, because less is more when it comes to the Irishman. Whatever is not said is said.
Mm-hmm.
That's an actual quote from the movie. Holy crap! But I quoted the movie on accident. When you see her face and her reactions, it speaks way more than if she actually said something. Like, you could see it through her eyes exactly how she's feeling. And
Mm-hmm.
that's something only filmmaking could actually achieve. When you see her look and her reaction to De Niro, you just know how she feels. You know the reaction, and it's powerful. So don't bottleneck her performance saying that she meant nothing by having no lines. Same thing as Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in West. Just because she didn't say a monologue doesn't mean she wasn't important.
Right.
Less is more, and whatever she says means a lot. And I think, with this film, it means a lot to how she reacted to De Niro.
Yeah. I don't want to know too much.
Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you, so I kept it vague.
Is it one of Scorsese's best?
Oh, definitely, dude. It's top 3. Top 3. Top 3. That's so good. And then, don't get me wrong, I'm not that educated in early Scorsese films, so don't get me wrong. Because I know there's Color of Money, there's Mean Streets, there's Taxi Driver. There's a lot of films, but I don't know if objectively. I'd say personal, because those are the ones I've seen. It's really good. It's pretty solid. More than solid. It's liquid.
It's liquid. I don't even know what that means.
Me neither. But I definitely recommend it to any person who loves gangsters, who loves epics about a man's journey through just life, dude. Just life.
But it's more of a somber journey, right? Because Goodfellas is very snappy and energetic, and Casino is similar to that. But I'm hearing this is very more meditative, more of an old guy looking back at, stuff he did.
Very much looking back and admiring. I don't even know what admiring. Oh my god, the ending! I texted you. I was like, that movie f***ed me up. Like,
yeah,
it's a good first date movie. It's Ricardo approved first date movie.
Nice. Final question: would you recommend seeing it in a theater if you have a chance, or Netflix is fine?
I would. You know the answer to this, Hito. Theater. The only reason why I would say watch it on Netflix, which is interesting, because I don't think Netflix is the bad guy anymore. I feel like Netflix has always been like the innovator.
Yeah.
The thing about Netflix is that this movie is 3.5 hours long. You gotta split that up. That's how I watched Saving Private Ryan. I watched part 1 one day. I watched part 2 the next day. It's easier to handle than just sitting in a theater for 3.5 hours. I only did it because I was free that night. I came home. I left at 6. I came back at 11:30. So I don't know if someone wants to dedicate that much time to 3 old Italian men saying F- and murdering people all the time. Like, I don't know. Now, enough of nonsense. Hito, what have you seen recently in the spectrum of film?
Not another Netflix film, but like The Irishman will be streaming in like 10 days or something.
November 27th.
Yeah, November 27th. It's a Wednesday release. That's really strange. Yeah, but there is there are plenty of Netflix film that you can watch. Last week I talked about The King, which I thought was really good. Period drama based on Shakespeare's Henriade. You can listen to the previous episode if you want to know, my detailed thoughts. But yeah, this week I'm going to be talking about Earthquake Bird, which, based on Ricardo's reaction, like when I said the title, pretty sure nobody really knows that this movie exists.
Yeah, no, it sounds like a Tyler, the Creator song. Like, I don't know.
But yeah, not as good as any of the Tyler, the Creator songs. I mean, I've never heard of any of the Tyler, the Creator songs, so I don't know. But I'd be surprised.
I'm gonna fly there. He has a song called Earthquake, so that's why I say that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure that song is better. So this is a psycho noir film.
Okay.
Written and directed by Wash Westmoreland, who did Still Alice and Colette a couple of years ago. This is a period drama taking place in Japan. It stars Alicia Vikander as a European translator who moves to Japan. She has this very dark, troubled past. She's an expat who is working in Japan, and she meets this young American woman, played by Riley Keough, who is just one of my favorite actors ever. I think she's just brilliant in pretty much anything. And she goes missing. Yeah, that's the basic plot of the movie. I don't want to reveal too much. And I would say this is a daytime TV movie at best.
Oh, no. Oh, that's why you asked me that.
Yeah, I asked Ricardo what daytime TV movie means to him, and he said, like you said, it's something. It refers to something that's low quality and melodramatic.
I know, because I used to watch a lot of daytime television.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say this is melodramatic. It's just in terms of the quality and the plot. I think this movie deserves that term. I mean, I shouldn't say this movie deserves that term because that's an insult. But it felt like one of those like TV movies. Felt like one of those like novels that you buy at airports, like super disposable novels.
Oh my god, that's a. Are you saying you don't want to insult this movie?
Sorry, Wash. I think you're great, but this movie wasn't that good.
Oh my god. Why'd you watch it then? How'd you even find this movie?
Well, I saw a trailer like a month ago, and it was also one of the special gala screenings, gala movies at the Tokyo International Film Festival. Yeah. And yeah, of all movies. And I tend to like check out every Netflix film. I would say the first half was kind of interesting, largely because of Alicia Vikander. I think she's great in this movie. 20% of her dialogue is in Japanese. Oh. And yeah, apparently she learned Japanese for this role.
Holy crap, that's pretty cool.
And I'll say this is the most fluent Japanese I've heard from a Western actor in a really long time.
Damn, what a queen.
Yeah, she is so great. The level of commitment she brings to a role is just astounding. And she deserves all the praise in the world, even though the movie itself is not that good.
No.
Yeah. Riley Keough is... Riley Keough, I like her. If you like her, you'll probably like her. Like, whether it's Mad Max Fury Road or Logan Lucky or Love Song, which I think is a very underrated movie. She's terrific in pretty much anything, and she plays this really ignorant American girl really well. And there's a Japanese character who falls in love with Alicia Vikander's character. I thought he was pretty good. From the cultural perspective, this movie portrayed Japan in a very respectful and authentic way.
Not like romanticized, like Wes Anderson, like
yeah, Wes Anderson. It wasn't like I Love Dogs, which was more fetishistic than it was authentic. I think you feel the same way.
Oh yeah, definitely. I will. We should do like a rewatch and just be like, okay, number one thing wrong with this movie, like yeah, different topic, different day. But
I think having a writer-director who has lived in Japan years ago and hiring Japanese crew members definitely helped in creating more authentic depiction of Japan. There was never a moment in the movie that made me go, that's not real. That's a very westernized depiction of an exotic, quote unquote, exotic country. So in that regard, this movie gets an A+. But as a mystery, I think this could have been better. I found the central mystery not as interesting as I hoped it would be. And it drops the ball in the third act. It gets so ridiculous. I just laughed out loud. and it's beautiful to look at, the costume, the production design. If you are interested in visiting Japan, this is a good sort of a sightseeing movie.
A sightseeing movie.
It's a daytime TV movie. It's a cinematic equivalent of an airport novel.
That should be in the back of the box or Netflix review. It's equivalent to an airplane novel.
Yeah, that's a blurb.
A
It should
blurb.
be on the back of the Blu-ray. But yeah, it's interesting up to a point. It looks nice, but you don't have to see it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, watch The Irishman, people,
Watch The Irishman.
or the King, or Marriage Story. Just not this one.
Marriage Story all the way. I fully recommend that movie. I stand it. I represent it. Go for it all the way.
Yeah. All right, so you might want to barf
All right.
while I talk about this movie.
Which movie is it?
It's The Lion King 2019.
I just baby barfed in my mouth right now.
Yeah, get your bucket.
Oh my god, I'm gonna need a garbage truck for this. So, Hito, what did you think of this unnecessary remake of The Lion King, made by Jon Favreau, starring Gambino and Beyonce?
Well, you're gonna love what I have to say about this movie.
Really?
Yes, because I kind of enjoyed it.
What? What? Whoa, hold up, pause. Viewers, pause the episode before I have a stroke. What?
Yes, you heard me. I
Oh my god.
enjoyed looking at this movie.
Oh, looking.
Yeah. That is not to say I enjoy the whole thing, but I enjoyed looking at this movie.
Elaborate, explain yourself.
So, as someone who's not a giant fan of the original, I'm sure most of our listeners are like, "What the f, Hito? You don't like the original Lion King? You stupid piece of shit." But it's just never really been my thing. I explained this in the I explained this when I talked about the live action Aladdin earlier this year. It's just never really been my thing. These Disney cartoons, like, I didn't grow up watching them. I found them really silly.
Okay, and let's before our viewers get pitchforks and fireworks, y'all Americans need to understand that cultures are different around the world. They didn't have Disney; they had Studio Ghibli. That was their Disney.
Yeah.
So, piss off.
Piss off.
Like,
respectfully piss off.
Respectfully piss off. Like, this man, I was more of Aladdin. Tarzan was my favorite. I was more of Aladdin. I was more Snow White. I didn't really watch Lady and the Tramp. But I like the Disney stuff. It's a Studio Ghibli. Yeah, you say what you love.
Yeah, I was more of a Studio Ghibli guy. I was more of a Toy Story guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just not a fan of movies about singing animals. That hasn't really been my thing.
Well, singing animals has Gambino and Beyonce singing animals. What did you think of the film then in Lion King?
Visually, this movie looks gorgeous. The cast was really well cast.
Okay.
Yeah, Seth Rogen and Billy Eichner made me laugh a lot.
As I've heard a lot, actually.
Yeah, as Pumbaa and Timon. I thought they were really funny. Is that how you pronounce Timon?
Timon and Pumbaa?
Whatever.
Timon and Pumbaa?
Whatever. Seth Rogen is more famous.
Oh no! Oh no! He went there. He went there, ladies and gentlemen.
But yeah, the cast is great. Gambino, he's fine. He's fine. Beyonce, she's fine. Chiwetel Ejiofor, I thought he was really good. A lot of people complained that why didn't they cast Jeremy Irons? I thought he brought a different kind of menace to this character. I thought he was really great.
He is terrifying. And if you ever have you heard him talk in interviews? His voice is menacing, so he's a good Scar to play.
Yeah, he was really good. And James Earl Jones. If you love the original, and if you love the Mufasa, you will all over your pants.
Simba.
It's only when they start singing that made me go, it's a little weird.
You can't capture the same magic as the original one did because of Elton John. How dare you disrespect Sir Elton John in the new remake? You can't remake that stuff. You can't remake it. He made an entire soundtrack for Lion King.
It did make me want to revisit the original. Like, maybe I may have misjudged the movie, so I might want to, revisit the animated version. Well, this one is animated too, but the original cartoon. Yeah, this is not a live action. If anybody who says this is a live action adaptation, go f*** yourself. This is all computer generated.
This is a no holds bar match today, ladies and gentlemen. No holds bar.
There is nothing live action about this movie except for the very first shot of the movie.
With the steel chair.
Yeah, I'm right. I know I'm right.
All right. But we talked about music. Well, you talked about music. You talked about acting performances. Just, was the story the same as the original, or did they make any amends to it?
It's the same story. It's the same movie.
And this is where
It's just...
Why? Then why make it again, other than money? Like, there's no artistic reason for this. At least Stars Born, at least you got one every generation. This one's one for this... For what? For what? Who's this for?
One for the smartphone generation.
That's not us.
Yeah, that's not us. That's for the little kids.
No, the kids. Who cares about them?
Yeah, who cares about them? Yeah.
Where their market? Well, I'm their market. I mean, after their movie business stuff, I'm not a fan. But their parks, I'm glad. I'll go there. I don't care.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. As someone who just couldn't care less about Disney cartoons, I thought this was kind of entertaining. I liked it better than Aladdin. I think this is a better movie than Aladdin.
Of course.
I don't know. I just enjoyed looking at these very realistic looking animals.
I don't know about that, because with the animation, you could see their eyebrows, their cheeks, they give deep emotion. Mm-hmm. In this movie, it's just Lion Face saying, "Let's go get some water."
Yeah, pretty much.
And that's kind of weird, just seeing real life lions talk. It's
It is weird. Oh, this movie, I don't remember if they did it in the original, because it's been so long since I saw that movie.
Expert here.
Yeah, expert. Yeah, I'm going to ask you that.
All right.
This movie has a strangely pro-vegetarian idea, and that was kind of interesting.
It's the part where Timon and Pumbaa are eating bugs, and they're like,
yeah.
That was in the original movie.
Okay, but seeing it in this form made me go, oh, this is so pro-vegetarian. Like, we don't eat each other. It's like, you know what? That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea to promote.
I don't know if telling lions to be vegan is very the smartest idea.
No, I don't think so.
Because in the original film, there's a part where he's like, oh, eat some bugs. And even though I would never eat bugs that are, fucking thick,
mm-hmm.
the movie made them look really good. Juicy and plump. Like cannolis.
Well, in this one, they are so realistic. You would not want to eat.
I would not. I'm not down.
Yeah. When the young Simba eats a caterpillar for the first time, that felt wrong.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you hear the crunching sound, and he says, "It's slimy, but it's good," or something like that. It was like, oh god.
That doesn't translate well on screen.
Yeah, it was weird, but I don't know. I had a good time. I enjoyed it. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
That's fine. That's your opinion. We're a Minority Opinions podcast for a reason.
Yeah. I mean, I still think this movie doesn't deserve $1.5 billion.
Oh no, it was $1 billion. Was it really that much?
Oh yeah, it made that much money.
Oh my god, it's lions talking, and I'm underselling it.
Yeah.
It's the same movie, dude. Why?
Yeah.
Watch the original. It's on Disney Plus. Go watch it there. Why do you need you lazy asses? Go watch The Irishman or Marriage Story.
Yeah, watch that with your kids.
Yeah, watch it with your kids. Those are good kid movies. Overall, would you recommend it?
If you are open-minded and curious enough, watch it.
It means no worrying for the rest of your days. Hito's a vegetarian.
The songs did stuck in my head. It did get stuck in my head, so that was...
Because Elton John.
Yeah, Elton John.
Elton John.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I don't like the "Can You Feel the Love Tonight" song.
How do you get what?
It's so silly.
What do you mean? It's a
such
metaphor.
A silly song.
It's not a silly song. It's "Can you feel the love?" Oh my god, dude! How can you? How dare you?
Only this time it's not tonight. It's daytime. Can you feel the love daytime?
Oh yeah. Oh my god. You would think they would. I heard about that. You would think they would. I don't know. They're dumb.
Yeah, they're dumb.
They're dumb. I don't know. I might check it out. I don't know. It's not.
Watch it on Disney Plus.
There's so many better movies to watch on Disney Plus than The Lion King 2019. Like, come on.
Like what? Lady and the Tramp?
Mandalorian.
That's not a movie.
It's a show. It's an epic, long movie, basically.
That's not a movie.
Why are you stomping my balls, Hito?
Okay, so before we wrap up, we have a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts.
What?
With a huge asterisk. With a huge asterisk because this review was posted about a month ago.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't notice. I didn't check. Or
you're in charge of the Apple account, Hito.
I know. But
I'm in charge of Spotify. You're in charge of Apple.
Yeah, I didn't get any notification, so.
Damn. Okay, that's fine. What did it say though? What's up with it?
Okay, so this is a 5-star review. Thank you. It's from Anna, and she says, "Let me just start by saying I have zero film knowledge. I'm the type of person that just watches movies/shows, and I just walk away thinking that was either good or bad. I had no idea there was so many layers of complexity that accompany films. Hito and Ricardo dissect films/movies on this podcast in the most insightful and engaging way. Ooh. It really makes you think deeper and different while also showcasing minority ideas that you would probably not hear if you just looked at Rotten Tomato reviews.
True.
I can't say enough good things about this podcast. I look forward to listening to it every other week, and I really appreciate everything they do for their viewers. Check it out. You won't regret it." Well, Anna, we already loved you, but we love you even more.
Because of that 5-star review. And that bribe you gave us. Just kidding.
But yeah, if you leave us reviews, hopefully 5-star reviews, we will read it out loud on our regular shows. And I think that wraps up our today's episode.
On Minority Opinions Podcast, Hito, thank you again for being a tremendous, spectacular, supercalifragic host.
You didn't finish the word.
I forgot the rest of it, okay?
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. That's the word.
How do you know? How do you know that?
Because I love Mary Poppins.
Did not know that. I did not know that. I don't
particularly like The Lion King, but I love Mary Poppins.
You've got some minority opinions about film sometimes, dude. And I respect you for that.
And thank you, Ricardo, for being a terrific host, as always. And thank you to our listeners for listening to this podcast. Go subscribe and review us on Apple Podcasts. And follow us on Spotify, Google, and Stitcher Radio. Follow us on Twitter at MinorityOPod. Follow Ricardo on Twitter at...
I think it's Ricky Ricardo 76.
And follow me on Twitter at Hitotastic. That's Hito-tastic. And you can send us an email, a letter, at minorityopodcast@gmail.com. We will be launching Patreon page very soon. Woo! We just have...
We're poor.
Yeah, we're poor AF.
Woo!
So we'll announce the release date, the launching date, as it gets closer. We just have a few things to finalize. And we will see you all next week
on Minority Opinions Podcast with all the love and effort from Hito and Ricardo to you. Thank you.
Bye.